It is now my privilege to introduce a graduating senior whose name just might be familiar to you from March Madness, and that is Peter Hooley. While you may have seen national coverage that Peter and our Great Danes basketball team received, you may not know that Peter is a very highly accomplished student off the court as well. A native of Australia, Peter is earning a dual degree in journalism and psychology, and we are very pleased he will be remaining at Albany to pursue a master's degree in interpersonal communication. In recognition for his academic achievements, this semester he received the Chancellor's Award for Students and Excellence and the 2015 President's Outstanding Senior Award. And because of these accomplishments, he was able to apply for and earn the chance to be your student speaker this morning. It is now my great pleasure to welcome Peter Hooley from the class of 2014.
Thank you. Let me get these cat's toys out of my face. Good morning, class of 2015. Staff and faculty, family and friends, and I think I saw the old dancing guy from Pearl Street back there. A special thank you to my family, my dad and my twin sister, for flying across the world to be here today. I know Mum will be ready to catch my cap when I throw it up. It's as much a blessing as it is an honour for me to be standing up here today. I really just hope that the sign language interpreter can translate my accent quick enough, or we could be here a while. Commencement speeches are supposed to be about the changing of the tide, the passing of the torch, and to send you off into the next chapter of your lives with some intelligent words. But who am I to tell you that? I'm just an Australian kid from a small country town. Instead, my aim is to have you all paint a picture in your minds of your time here, and so you can see just how special we are to be sitting right here, right now. 4 years ago, we came to Albany uncertain of what our future held. We left our families behind us, and we set out on a new path in life. We all come from such unique backgrounds, yet here we all are, finishing it together. Looking back at our time here, there is one specific theme that comes to mind, and that is change. But the more things change, the more they stay the same. If you think back to when you first stepped on foot in this campus 4 years ago, you'd be amazed by what has just really changed. A new football field, a new track field, a new fountain, a new business building, new Liberty dorms, and even a brand new door to the old outtakes. Obviously, something that really hasn't changed in our time here is just how cold it gets in the winter, like beyond common sense Antarctica cold. But then again, as we think back to all that has really changed around us, we start to understand that really, everything has stayed the same. We still know that winning a free Chicken Joe's contest feels like you've won the lottery. That water cups over at Chipotle are never for just water. That for a school that is 98% concrete, we have an unusual amount of fire alarms. We always fantasize about having a fountain day, and we still reminisce about the good old days when Wendy's was in the campus centre. The more things change, the more they stay the same. We came here looking to create a path for our future, and we leave with many footprints behind us. We came here hoping to make our families proud, and we leave having done just that. We came here hoping to have the best time of our lives, and we leave with memories we'll never forget. It's been a long journey, but it seems like only yesterday it really began. We will look back on these memories in years to come and wish we could relive it all again. The relationships we've made, we'll look back on and smile. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Yes, we're about to go our separate ways, but it's the people sitting next to you that will never really leave you. There is no doubt that we have changed since we first got here. We've grown, both literally and figuratively, and ultimately, we've put ourselves in the best position to be successful in our lives. But as much as this day is all about us, it's not exactly. For all of your family members out here, this day probably means more to them than you'll ever realise. They get to see you close this chapter of your life and write a new one. Parents never forget anything, and I know each of them remember walking you into your state court dormitory as a young boy or girl freshman year. And now you get to walk out of here something much more, and they couldn't be prouder of that. They've seen what you've become over your journey, and they're really excited to see what's in store for you next. So do me a favour before you leave today, and give them a hug, because this day is more special to them than you'll ever know. And I want to elaborate on that real quick. This past January, when I went home to be with my mum before she passed away, I would just sit next to her in hospital and we would talk all day. It made me realise something that I hadn't noticed since I was here. This place, everything have I accomplished, not only has been the best time of my life, but it was the best time of hers as well. It brought her so much happiness over the past 4 years that she battled cancer that I could ever have imagined. Yet if it weren't for my mum, I would never be in this position right here, right now. Once she was diagnosed, I was ready to put my life on hold to stay home for her. She made me come to Albany. And it wasn't until a few weeks ago that I realised just why she did that. I like to think that she knew just how everything was going to turn out for me, that she had a plan all along. On the day she passed, one of my closest family friends said to me, "Pete, you know she wasn't going to leave before she knew her children were going to be just fine." And that was when it really hit me. She knew she was going to stay around long enough that me and my sister were going to be okay. But even more so, she saw that this place, the University at Albany, and its community had put me in that position, a position where I was going to be just fine. She knew that I was never going to be alone on my path, for I was surrounded by people ready to pick me up if I ever fell, just as she always did. But the more things change, the more they stay the same. I came to Albany with my mum by my side, watching over me, and I leave it with her in my heart, still watching over me. While it may be a different story than any of you have had to deal with over your time here, today we are all the same. We have all been given an opportunity to be surrounded by the Albany family, who will always be with us, and a place that will always be here for us. The last 4 years we will cherish forever. The good times and the bad have given us a chance to grow, a chance to fly. And while my mum used to always tell me to keep flying, I now have the opportunity to tell all of you. So from her to me, and me to you, keep flying, class of 2015. Congratulations. Thank you.